Something became very clear to me this week, and it started with someone getting in my car.
Oh, yeah, it's time to ride with Electric Pete, where the wheels are clean, the vibes are high, and the future's fully charged.
Hey, everybody. Electric Pete here. I had one of those moments this week where something that has probably been developing for a while suddenly became very clear to me. And as so many things seem to do lately, it started with somebody getting into my car. I drive Uber, and every day people get in and get out of my car. Some rides are 5 minutes, some are 45 minutes. Sometimes we barely talk, and sometimes somebody gets in, a conversation starts, and before you know it, you're hearing a story you never expected to hear. That happened this week. I met a woman named Lovey. She's a singer and a performer here in the Philadelphia area. And I happened to be talking to her, taking her to a recording session. We started talking. She told me a little bit about her life. I told her a little about mine. And somewhere along the way, she shared an extraordinary story with me about something she had survived, her faith, her music, and what she believes she's supposed to do with her life she has today. I remember thinking almost immediately, oh man, other people need to hear this one. So naturally, being Electric Pete, I asked her if she'd come on my podcast. And she said yes. Uh, we recorded that conversation tonight. I'm not going to tell you Lovey's story right now. That's hers to tell. And you're going to hear it from her very soon. But something happened while I was listening to her that I do want to talk about tonight. Lovey said something that stayed with me. She told me that she has come to understand that her purpose isn't really music. Her purpose is people. Music is just what gets her in front of people. And when she said that, something clicked because I've been talking for a while about the people I meet on my podcast, but I don't know that I completely understood what it meant until now. Maybe Electric Pete isn't really about me sitting behind a microphone every week trying to figure out what I have to say. Maybe the microphone itself isn't the point. Maybe Uber isn't the point either. Maybe these things are just vehicles that put me in places where I get to meet people. And if I keep my ears open, I discover them. Philadelphia is filled with people with incredible stories, not necessarily celebrities. Episode 25, by the way. Uh, not necessarily people whose names everybody knows, just people who survived things, all right? People who've built things, people who've lost things, all right? People who've started over, people who are raising families, making music, building businesses, helping their communities, chasing dreams, dealing with setbacks, and trying to figure out what comes next. And most of the time, you never know, you would never know any of it just by looking at them. You have to ask. You have to listen. You have to be interested. I've always been that way. I talk to people, I ask questions, sometimes probably too many questions. All right. But I generally want to know, who are you? Where did you come from? What happened to you? What are you excited about? What are you struggling with? All right. What have you learned? And lately, I'm realizing that maybe that's not just something I happen to do. Maybe it's a big part of what Electric Pete is. I meet people, I hear stories, and sometimes I may be able to give somebody a microphone to help that story reach a person they never would have reached otherwise. Because that's the other part of this. When somebody tells their story, somebody listening may recognize a piece of themselves in it. And maybe they hear somebody talk about rebuilding their life and think, I've had to do that too. Maybe they hear somebody talk about fear and realize I'm not the only one. Maybe somebody hears another person made it through something and thinks, maybe I can make it through as well. That's powerful. And I don't have to manufacture that. The stories are already out there. They're getting into my car every single day. They're standing in line at the grocery store. They're making music. They're working behind counters. All right. They're walking around Philadelphia. They're everywhere. My job is simply to notice them, to keep my ears open. And when I hear something worth sharing, to ask, would you tell that story? That's what happened with Lovey. A ride became a conversation became an invitation, and that invitation became an interview that you're going to hear very soon. But in the process, Lovey helped me understand something about my own podcast. This isn't about Electric Pete. It's about the people I meet, their stories, their lives, their experiences. And maybe somewhere along the way, those stories can help somebody else understand their own. I like that. Actually, I really like that a lot because you never know who you're going to meet. All right. And you never know who might need to hear their story. I'm Electric Pete. These are the people I meet. And I think we're just getting started.
Thank you so much for tuning into Electric Pete. Remember, every rider has a story, and it's my job to share those stories with you. If you enjoy these conversations and want to help Electric Pete grow, especially to upgrade my video and audio gear, or even for even better episodes, please consider supporting the podcast. Your generosity truly makes a difference. Check in the show notes for how to do that. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, and share Electric Pete with your friends and your family. Find me on social media or reach out anytime at electricpetepod@gmail.com. Until next time, stay charged, stay positive, and keep your eyes on the road ahead. This is Electric Pete signing off.